Kaunas, Lithuania. I haven't got very long here today. I've only got probably another 5 hours or so before I head back down to Vilnius, the capital. So I was going to have a wander around this morning and this afternoon, just have a look at some of the main sort of landmarks and stuff. So the first one I'm going to is called St. Michael the Archangel's Church, which you can probably see from here is that deeply impressive thing in front of us. Now I don't know whether it's open or whether it's shut. It is a Saturday, so it could be shut, but if it is open, I'm going to try and go inside, have a little look around, and then my next stop will be Kaunas Castle, which is right the way down the other end of that street and into the old town, which as well we're going to have a look around. So yeah, I'm going to go see if the church is open. So I'm just coming up on the church now, but it doesn't actually look open. The doors are shut and I can't see any lights or anything. So I'll still walk up to the door just in case. You never know, it could just be unlocked. But we'll have a walk around anyway. It looks like you can do 360 around the whole thing. Now the closer you get, you can actually see inside. It's kind of like a mirrored glass. So yeah, we're just going to walk around. So I've walked pretty much around the whole thing now, and there's not a single sort of information board. Maybe there's some information inside, but it doesn't seem to be open, as I said. So what I'll do once I put this camera down, I'll Google it, and I'll put the link of whatever I read in the description of the video, so you can see for yourself more about this church. Just as I was just about to walk away, I noticed the information board right by the front door, the first bit I walked up to. So let's have a quick look, see what it says. So it says here it was commissioned by Tsar Alexander III of Russia, built in 1895. And then by the looks of it, when Lithuania became independent, it was made into a gallery, and then more recently they put the crosses back up, and it's now a church again by the looks of it. But let's just have a look, see if we can get inside. There's currently a service going on, so I'm not going to go in there for obvious reasons. I don't want to disturb anyone that's praying or what have you in the church. But maybe if I get time later, I'll come back this way, and if the door is still open, I'll head inside. So I'm now just going to walk all the way down this big long stretch of road that you can see here, which leads to the old town and the castle. Although I think actually as well, I saw on a map yesterday that there's an island, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a left-hand turning down here by some fountains, so maybe I'll stop there first. So as you just saw then, there's Ukrainian flags everywhere at the moment in Kaunas. They've got very close ties with Ukraine, and they're doing as much as they can to help. I do know that they raised, I think it was 5 million euros in the space of like 2 weeks or something, to buy a drone from, I think it was one of the Turkish drones, to give to Ukraine to help them in their war efforts. But yeah, so there's Ukrainian flags and blue and yellow lights and things like that everywhere around here. which is quite nice to see actually. There's also like these postcard borders that you can stand in and have your photo taken, which I did do yesterday. But I'm looking at another one now, just at the end here, which is where we're heading towards this bridge. So yeah, here's one of the picture frames you can have your photo taken in with #Slava Ukraini. And this is the bridge that we're heading across now, which heads across a river which is called, I think, if I'm pronouncing it right, the Neman or the Nieman. It's N-E-M-A-N. But I do know some of the alphabet is pronounced slightly differently to ours, depending on the accents and stuff and the letters. So if I pronounce that wrong, I do apologise. But we're coming up on the river now. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name again, just in case I absolutely slaughtered it last time. But I'll turn the camera around and you can see that we're coming across it now. The water actually looks very clear. But there's a lot of sort of seaweed. It's not seaweed because it's not the sea, riverweed. So you can't really see to the bottom, but looking at it from here, the water is actually very clear. So it looks like there's some kind of fun fair here a bit later in the day. It's like a big thing of scaffolding been erected with what looks like a big inflatable slide on it. And then all the other inflatables are deflated there on the ground. But I think at 28 years old, I'm a bit too old to be trying to go on any of them, unfortunately. But yeah, as I said, I don't think there's much going on here. It's more of a sort of a recreational area, a park, where I can imagine families and kids and stuff come and play football and, you know, have picnics and stuff. The time is... So you speak English? Yeah, little. So it is 10:38. Okay. No, you're welcome. So I did try to learn some Lithuanian before I came here, so I could interact with people like that man there that just asked me the time. I've learned the basics: hello and please and thank you, and one beer please, obviously. But it's quite a difficult language. So here we are. We've arrived in Kaunas Old Town. I'm just gonna wander around these streets, try and maybe take some photos and stuff, and head towards the castle. So I'm now in the centre of, or what looks like the centre of the old town, and there's these huge buildings. Obviously this one is some kind of church, I think. I'm going to go see if there's another information board here, but I'm just looking at these here. It seems to be a festival on the 10th, which is it today? Yeah, it's today. None of it seems to be in English, so I'm not quite sure what it's for. I've seen the word Ukraine a few times though, so maybe it's like a charity festival or something. I did see one name a minute ago though that I recognise, and so will you. Here, Yoko Ono. But again, it's not in English, so I don't know whether that means she's coming to play here, or she's been to play here, or I'm not sure. I think the sort of any information boards about what this building are probably on the other side of this sort of terrace fencing here. There's some photos that look old. But I'm not sure if they're, because it says Oh no, not this one. This one doesn't. Okay, so this one's old. Some of them basically say photo reconstruction. So I think they've just taken the same photo in black and white, basically. Seems to be a Lithuanian TV crew. Maybe I can try and plug my YouTube channel. Yeah, so there doesn't seem to be any information boards about any of these places really. So what I'm going to do is head back in this direction. Because I think this here is the walls of Kaunas Castle, which is where I want to go. So I just need to try and find any, the archway or something in, and we can go and have a look around. So this part that I thought was Kaunas Castle isn't the actual castle. I think it must be part of the grounds, but Kaunas Castle is just there. So this would have been the old moat going around. It now looks like it's some kind of stage. They must do reenactments or something. So it says here sleeps the beast of Kaunas. Come closer to the hole in the wall to hear him snore. Ah. So I'm guessing it's this bit. I don't know if you can hear that from where we were then. That was the beast of Kaunas. So I think actually the entrance to the museum is on the ground floor. Go. Nice. You have to pay to go around? Yeah, how much is that?
€3.
€3.
And student 150.
For an adult, let's see if I got any change. There's one. And then three.
Okay, first of all, get downstairs.
Start downstairs, yeah? That's it. So I don't know how good the camera quality is going to be in here. I'm down in the underground vault of Kaunas Castle at the moment. And I'm not going to lie, that just made me jump. Okay, so this is what it would have looked like in 1362, the siege of Kaunas Castle. So I'm not quite sure where we are in relation to this, but in here somewhere, I think. So I'm gonna keep on heading up to the next part of the museum. So in the museum here, they've got loads of bits of old ceramic and glass that I'll show you now. But check that out for a view. So there's bits of glass here from the first half of the 17th century, as is this ceramic. So there's an observation deck here and a viewing platform that I'll come back to see. But let's head upstairs again. serene. So this is called the cultural deck or something, the cultural floor. So there's pieces of artwork that don't actually have any names on the, you know, names of artists or anything. Just the names of the piece of art. Morning, day, evening, night. Which I think is this one. They're all very much the same. Well, not the same, similar. There's also a viewing platform out on this floor, so we're very high up, so let's go and have a look if... Yes, it is open. So, this over here is Kaunas Old Town, and over here is where we were earlier, by that church that had the Harris fencing around. And then on this side is the monastery that we saw earlier too. Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge museum, but it's cool to see, especially all the old artifacts and stuff downstairs. But I'm going to head back onto the other sort of observation deck, and then that's the tour of Kaunas Castle finished. I'm going to head out this door, work my way around, and then that there is the exit, which is where I'll end this video. There seems to be a christening going on down here, which I think is actually quite a cool place to have a christening. Again, this is the old town over in this direction, and here we go. So that's now going to be the end of the tour of Kaunas Old Town and Kaunas Castle. It's not huge. Obviously, it would have been a lot bigger looking at that picture that we saw down in the vaults of the castle. It would have been pretty huge. Probably would have spanned all the way along this park and stuff. But a lot of it has been sort of demolished in battle, I'm guessing. A lot of it. This is like the only part that's left, so the sort of the tower that we're in now, and then this strip here, which I don't actually think you can go in, but obviously we looked over here, which is where the sleeping beast of Kaunas is. As per Kaunas Castle, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.